Thank y'all for tuning in and joining us with Chicago Sports Podcast. We're here to talk about week one. I know everybody's excited. We've been waiting all year long for it. So week one is finally here. Football is amongst us, and we're here to talk about it. It's time. Let's go.
Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast. I'm Trey Toombs. Along with me, you got AC and D Nice, two of the best football minds you would want to hear from. So we're going to hear, we're pretty much talk about the week one matchup, Monday Night Football, Minnesota Vikings come to our turf here in Chicago. Not Arlington Heights yet, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, week one, man. I'm excited. I know everybody else is amped up. The moment is finally here. We saw there's no more. These games matter. These games matter, and they count. So it's no longer that preseason talk. So where do we begin? We begin with the matchups, or you just want to talk about the teams in general? AC, give us something on. Like what do you just think? Or just tell us your
I,
feelings about the game before
I,
we
I,
dive into it.
I think it all starts with the quarterback position. You got JJ ever real live snaps in an NFL game coming to Chicago on Monday night. Exactly a week from today, and you got Caleb Williams who's out to prove A was deserved of the number one overall pick, and B that quarterback. You got Ben Johnson out to prove he could be the real head coach. But it really starts for me. And I think having JJ McCarthy in his first start, you're going to have to make him prove it, because he came in, he's national champion in college, hometown kid from the Chicago area, coming back home to take on our Chicago Bears. It'll be exciting to see what DA has drawn up for him.
Oh, okay, yeah, I totally agree with that. It starts at under center. What are your initial thoughts, D Nice, on the upcoming week one matchup?
Well, it's hard to go away from what AC mentioned about the quarterbacks because he's absolutely right. Two guys coming into the game with something to prove. Both want to prove that they belong here. I mean, I think, in my personal opinion, Caleb proved that to us or to me last year, but it's still a bunch of doubters out there, including a bunch of Bears fans that doubt him. So he's back. You know what I'm saying? He's put himself out there again to prove himself, and he's on the journey to be amongst the elite. He says he wants to be great, so he's headed. He's trying to prove that he's headed in that direction. Now, I also think another thing to look at is these defenses, mainly because of the coaches that man these units. One is Dennis Allen, and the other is my man. My man, I really like him. I liked him when he was the Dolphin coach, and I also, I love him as a coordinator because of his aggressive style. These are two aggressive style defenses, and these guys both have something to prove because they both failed as head coaches, but they are one of the tops as far as coordinators in the league.
Oh, yeah,
So
no, that's a good point. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, didn't pan it out, but was very successful at the defensive coordinator position. Yeah,
Absolutely.
joining us, we got Sean Sayre joining us from the car. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. We're just talking about our initial thoughts on, the week one matchup initially before we dive deep in. Like, what's the one of the biggest things, our biggest thoughts that you have as far as going into week one?
Well, first of all, first, can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
We,
Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Okay, okay. Now I just had the earpiece in. I just got to a spot. And I know it's gonna make time for you guys, so I just want to make sure you can hear me. But you guys are pretty on point. The quarterback position is huge, but also for us, the left tackle position. All right, they're gonna see. Brian Flores is definitely gonna test that. All right, it's no secret that Braxton Jones is not 100%. He didn't get a chance to strength train over the off season because he was rehabbing. So he couldn't deadlift, he couldn't squat, he couldn't hand clean, he couldn't get stronger in his lower extremities. And we all know that he had a big problem with bull rush his first few years in the league. He was getting stronger, but I think it set him back. So I think Brian Flores is going to test that, and I believe Braxton Jones is going to be the starter. So he's definitely going to test that, and we'll go from there. That's one of the biggest things. I know the quarterback is, like you guys said, that was the issue, but you guys touched on that. But for me, another big issue again is that left tackle, because yeah, it's gonna be huge. You got to have Caleb's backside secured, and Brian Flores is definitely going to make sure that he tests the limit of that left tackle, whoever it's going to be. Most likely Braxton Jones.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One of the big things is because of everything you guys mentioned. Is a lot. Like, I'm just interested to see the play calling and the coaching. This is Ben Johnson's first like real NFL game. We've seen him call for Detroit. He called offensive before, but now when you got the control of the whole team, I mean, I want just, I mean, I believe he's going to handle it well, but I just really want to see it happen. And so, I mean, when you go against McConnell, he's been great as a head coach, and just these two good offensive minds. You saw what he did with Sam Darnold last year. Now he's got JJ McCarthy's coming in. Like, even though it's a very very small sample size in the preseason, but he's looked good. So um, yeah, you just very curious to see how the coaching battle, like even with the defensive coordinators and stuff. I'm just really looking forward to this game because I think it's a really big test. It's an NFC North battle. We didn't have a NFC North game till late in the season last year, so I'm just really looking forward to the game in general. But this coaching battle, because I feel like this is going to be one of those like interdivision battles. When we meet twice a year, it's just going to be like a chess game every time. So I'm kind of excited. Welcoming the competition because I definitely do respect the Vikings as a team.
And you know what? Sean Sierra brings on an excellent point about the left tackles because we are not the only team that comes in with a left tackle coming from an injury. Christian Darrisaw missed a lot of time last year because of injury, and even though he's a stud, and we cannot really consider Braxton a stud at this moment, um, it's still the facts are what they are. Darrisaw is coming off an injury, and he's going to have to he's going to have to prove that he's 100% versus this aggressive defense that we have as well. So
Right.
yeah, and listen, hey, welcome you guys. We didn't give y'all proper welcome and stuff like that, so we want to welcome you guys in, Mr. Sierra. We appreciate you coming in. We know your time is running a little short, so we appreciate you coming in. T Fields, welcome, brother.
Right.
Welcome to
Appreciate it. How
Chicago
you doing?
Sports Podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to shout you guys out, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
no problem, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, we got input from everybody. So Tori, you just joined us. Yeah, we pretty
Uh,
much just want your initial feel for the week one matchup with the Vikings and Bears.
Well, I'm definitely excited for it. Starting off obviously with the divisional rival. I was at both games last year. The one here, and the one in Minnesota, and I just watching that game. I know it's a whole different uh, coaching staff and whatnot. I just felt like that we should have won the first game when we came back, and I'm just
Mhm.
excited for this. To be honest, I have no expectations whatsoever for this first couple of games. Just because the simple fact is that again, as a new coaching staff, I don't expect it to be running smoothly right out the bat. One of my concerns is the run defense. I know we don't really have that much of a pass rush yet, but the biggest concern for me has been the run defense, and I just hope that doesn't get exploited or they do have an answer for it.
Yeah.
Um, but that's one thing that's very concerning. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been kind of dibbling with several other teams. Did Grady Jarrett even play this preseason? He
Yeah.
didn't. Okay.
No,
If
no,
he did, it was not. I don't
no,
think
he
he
didn't
did at
play.
all.
He
It was
didn't.
No,
very
he
Okay.
didn't play.
sparingly. Yeah,
No, I was a
Okay.
vet. He was a vet. This 10-year vet. They're like, no, don't worry about it.
yeah.
Gotcha. So,
Right.
but as far as with the pass rush, I think I've covered Saints games as well. I think he's going to try to scheme it to where maybe it'll be more blitzes to try to mask that the lack of pass rush or edge rushes that they do have. So I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised they do a lot of scheming with that. Using Kyler Gordon even more than what they did last year. So I expect that when that portion of it to be covered up. But like I said, the front defense is one of my biggest concerns.
Yeah.
And you bring up a good bring up a good point, T Fields, because what I believe Minnesota is going to come in here to try to do, especially to make this game go a little bit easier for this young QB.
Exactly.
And there's a reason why they added on the running backs that they added on because I think they're going to lead with that. If we know JJ McCarthy in Michigan, I think they're going to try to bring that to the NFL just to make it easy for him, especially in the beginning. And then going to set up the play action so he can get some easier throws
Exactly.
because he's going to be limited at receiver because Addison is out.
Right.
So, I expect a lot of tight end, a lot of play action rollouts, and a lot of runs. So you bring up a good point, T. Fields.
And
Right.
they
Yeah.
brought back the veteran too, from the
Oh
Panthers.
yeah. Thielen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thielen. Yeah.
Adam
Mhm.
Thielen, yeah,
Adam Thielen. Yeah. And then the running back they got wasn't he played on San Francisco last year, right? Well,
Mason, yeah.
Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Hmm.
tore us up last year.
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
along with Aaron Jones.
Everybody. Aaron Jones always gets us, bro.
Aaron
Right.
Jones, dude, he's fired up for us, man. He every time he circles our games on the schedule, boy.
I swear.
Right.
He's a bear. He's a bear killer when it comes to the run game. He's one of those guys who just always has good games against us, and it's unfortunate that or that's unfortunate, but it's just something that we got to keep an eye on because this dude's going to be ready to roll week 1 on Monday
Hmm.
night.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think that Dennis Allen is going he's going to see what we got up front first before I think he's going to pick his spots when it come down to blitzing, especially
Yeah.
early on. I think he's going to pick his spots. He's going to probably trust the front four just to see what we have because the screen game is going to be in effect as well. So we can't jump out there already just ready to blitz him. So
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see how Dennis Allen calls his first game.
Right, especially against a rookie quarterback, because you want to disguise stuff and confuse them as much as possible. So but you just don't want to give them a bunch of time, and you don't want them to get too comfortable out there. So, um, like we've seen it against Kansas City, like they came out a little lethargic, a little bit energy was a little low. I expect almost glad that happened in the preseason. Like you got to come out like with that same energy, if not more energy. Like look at Kansas City. Kansas City was in a Super Bowl last year. And for as much as people think preseason stuff don't matter, look how they came out swinging in a preseason game. So the
Hmm.
Bears gonna have to definitely bring it. First game of this year, show and prove. They definitely got to show up.
Yeah, but that's a veteran team, and they understand. And having played on quite a few veteran teams in my day, I mean, they know how to turn it on. You know what I mean? It's if you play the game, you understand. Like, when you're a younger team or an unsettled team like the Bears, new coaching staff, new players, new philosophies, they're unsettled. All right, you can't just turn it on because there's nothing to fall back on. There's no,
Mm-hmm.
you haven't been in the system for 7 years like Mahomes. You know what I mean? So he
Right.
understands exactly what it is. So it's no surprise that they're able just to turn it on and go from there. I mean, that's going to be us in about 2 seasons. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's just patience. We got to be patient. But I'll tell you what. This thing. What Ben Johnson said was that remember Alon Ra and the running back Jameer Gibbs. They said, "Oh, those are our plays." And Ben Johnson's like, "Man," he goes, "We just dusted off one of the old playbooks, man. Just
Right.
get he didn't even he didn't show the new offense that they have has built around Caleb. That was just old stuff that they had. So I believe this team's going to come out. This offense is going to come out and really, really do a number because Detroit has no idea. I mean, Minnesota has no idea what
Right.
what they're going to run. They
There's
can
no
go
game
off of
film.
they can go off of what old Detroit, but it's going to be a different offense, different style, and you come out with a different, with the wrong defense against a certain style, man, you can get cut up, sliced up real quick, fast. So
Yeah.
I think Ben Johnson's going to really, I think he's going to come out and have a good game, calling the plays. I think Caleb. I'm excited for Caleb. Caleb wants to be coached hard. He wanted to be coached hard, and I think that he has been. I think a lot of the mistakes that he's made are him just part of the process. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that with Caleb and this offense, when you go up against the same guys that you do since April, all right,
Mhm.
they know your strengths, they know your weaknesses, they know your tendencies, they know what they can get away with. When you go up against guys, a fresh set of meat, a new team, fresh
Mhm.
meat, they don't know your tendencies, your strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
I have a feeling they're going to come out and really take advantage of, really really put on a show. I really do. I really think they're going to come out and put on a show. But to me, the biggest thing that if for them to do that is Caleb has to understand he's got to take the singles and doubles. By that I mean he's got to take the checkdowns, you got to take the in routes, the hooks, the curls, the 5 yard ins, 5 yard outs, the tight end coming across the middle, delaying, that type of stuff. You don't got to worry. He doesn't have to worry about the big shot. If he takes those little ones and let those playmakers who we got yak monsters, man. We have a whole bunch of dudes who can run after the
Mhm.
catch.
Mhm.
Get it to
Right.
them. Let
Yes,
them do
sir.
what they do. And man,
Yes, sir.
listen, Luther Burden led the NCAA last year in yards after catch. Yak monster. Remember,
Yeah.
Roma Dunze, his last year at Washington, led the NCAA in receiving yards. Yak monster. And then there's a guy named DJ Moore who's the number one receiver too. Not to
Yeah.
mention the tight end. We got guys. So Caleb, as long as he understands that I don't have to do anything right now, everything right now, I got boys. I got a squad who can do things for me.
Mhm.
Man, it's
Yeah.
going to be very, very, very eye opening for a lot of people. Because don't be surprised if Caleb has a couple games 20 of 28 for 350. How did he get 350 out of 20 completions? Because Muggs run the ball. He catch it. Luther Burden
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised he has a couple of them type of games.
Right. Yeah. You're definitely right. It seems like those crossing routes and those inside like digs. It's built for them to. It's like when they say utilize your player's strengths, you already kind of
Yep.
see that already.
Yeah.
And like I'm interested to see because I know they said during practice they had DJ Moore at running back a lot. So I wonder how that's going to work out, and because that's going to
I think
allow them to bring in Luther Burden. So when you
well, I think what they're going
the
to do with
Bears
that
not
is
short
it's a
of
mismatch.
weapons.
It's a matchup issue. All right, it's a
Right,
matchup issue. Because if you go nickel, all right, you got five DBs. All right, you got five DBs. Well, who takes the running back? Even in a nickel situation, the linebacker.
right,
Linebacker's got to get the running back. So you want to
Yep.
put a linebacker on DJ Moore?
Mhm.
right,
You know what I'm saying? You sure you want to do that? You know what I mean? Like
right,
that's the type of stuff that we're talking about. Ben Johnson, it's KYP. Like to borrow a term from
yeah.
Stacey King, KYP, know your personnel.
Your
Yes,
personnel.
And
indeed.
you got a guy there who you can put up against a linebacker. Dude, I'm taking him 10 and a half out of 10 times every day, boy. DJ on a
Hmm.
linebacker. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
you could get Luther Burden in there. You can keep Roman there. You got uh, um, Cole Kmet, you got Colson Lovett, and DJ coming out of the backfield on an arrow route or on a swing route or on a hook route in the middle. Come on,
Yeah.
man. I'll take that all day long, twice on Sunday or
Yes,
Monday
indeed.
this week.
You're right.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, I totally agree with that. Well, like, where do you think? Like, I guess we talked about where as obviously we think the Bears have the edge as far as. I mean, even though I do like the Minnesota's receivers and Jordan Addison being out, who's probably one of the best number two receivers in the NFL. To be honest with you, like
Hmm.
you just really love the Bears' weapons, and so I'll give them the edge on that. Like even with Aaron Jones and Mason, at running back, that's what I say. I mean, Minnesota's got a nice squad. So, but it's like I'm just trying to see, like if you got the tail of the tape, like where's the edge? Of course, like defensive line, you're gonna give that to to the Vikings. They got some dogs on that defensive line. So I'm
Yeah,
just like where we see like the pros and cons and you know as far as like who has the edge in what areas as far as the matchup goes. Or
I
anybody
think
can
what
take yeah.
me. Go ahead,
I'm about to say
CPS.
I was about to say, well, I think one of the biggest edges, I think Sean touched on it earlier, was not knowing. You don't know what exactly that the Bears are
Right.
going to play in, whether on offense or defense. Everything is new, and they working with totally different. Jared Goff and Caleb Williams are totally two different type of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The receiving core, and then on defense, you have a bunch of defensive back weapons that I don't believe Allen had necessarily in with the Saints. And so you're working with two different type of units, different units, whether it be with the Saints and the Bears and the Lions and the Bears. So again, what they're bringing is like, okay, we can't. How do we game plan for something that we don't know exactly what they're going to do or what they're going to show? There's no film on it whatsoever. So I think that's the one of the biggest advantages the Bears have, and something that they definitely need to take advantage of.
Yeah, yeah,
I
make some
agree with
good
you, T
points.
Fields. I think the Bears have an advantage on offense despite the left tackle position. For
Yeah,
one, what you just said, that they don't know what this offense is going to look like. But two, all right, Ben Johnson's already coached. He's already schemed up against the Brian Flores defense twice a year for the last 3 years.
exactly.
So he's
Yeah.
Hmm.
not going to be surprised. He's not. There's not going to be anything that he's going to be, taken aback by or surprised by. He's seen this guy twice in the division for the last 3 or 4 years up in Detroit. All right, he understands this guy. That's gonna be related to Caleb. Okay, and so I think we have the edge offensively, despite that defense that Minnesota's got. Minnesota's got a good defense, boy. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but but the most important thing that Ben's gonna do and watch, you're gonna see a lot of 1 2 3 1 2 3 throw, 1 2 3 throw, 1 2 3 throw. All right, he's gonna get the ball out quick. It tires out the pass rush, and I think they're gonna really run the ball. Defensively, I'm concerned. I think Minnesota has the edge um, when they're on offense. Um, the run game, we haven't seen they look very, they've been very porous. Haven't been very stout up front. Um, and I don't know what's going on with Jaylon Johnson. Is he going to play? His name's Sean Wright. He looked a little suspect. So now you're going with Tyreek Stevenson. Okay, so and then the lack of pass rush. Who's coming off the other side? Because if they double team Sweat, who's getting to the quarterback?
Yeah.
And who's covering? How long can whoever's covering Justin Jefferson? How long can they stay with him? Are you going to bracket
Mhm.
him? What do you got to do? So I think and then we don't know about the JJ McCarthy because it's keeping a buck. JJ McCarthy can sling that rock. He just wasn't asked to do it at Michigan. That
Right.
wasn't it was very similar to. I don't know how old you guys are, but some of you guys remember Jim McMahon with the
Yeah.
Bears. Man, Jim McMahon broke all kinds of records at BYU, bro. He could
It's
sling that
true.
rock, but
Yeah.
his thing when he came here, his role was turn around hands 34, turn around hands 34, hit Emery Moorhead, the tight end, hit Willie Gault, hit Dennis McKinnon, hit Dennis Gentry, short passes. He wasn't a lot of big passes with him. Doesn't mean he couldn't do it. So
Right.
I just think that Minnesota has the advantage when they have the ball, just because of the run game and our lack of pass pressure that we have to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good
Um.
points being made out
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Great
I like
points.
what you said about Brian Flores, like his familiarity with going up against those defenses. I think he put up, if I'm not mistaken, 30 points in both matchups, over 30 points against Brian Flores in the Vikings
Yeah,
defense last
Yeah.
year. So that's a good thing. I mean, like I said, they do have a good defense. I'm not saying they don't have one, but it's good to have somebody on our side that was had some success against them. Yeah,
oh
D
yeah,
Nice, you got anything to add to it as far as
Um.
the pros and cons, matchups,
Well,
key
for
matchups?
me, when it comes down to this matchup, it's the defenses and the style of defense that's played, because both have a very aggressive style. It's very exotic. I think the guy to watch for versus Minnesota is that damn Andrew Van Dinkle.
Oh yeah,
I hope I said his name correctly, but he is a guy that Brian Flores has made his career flourish. Van Dinkle comes up, he's involved in every play. And I don't it seems like every time they blitz and the ball comes right to him. I don't know if he's hiding or what, but this guy, he finds ways to make plays, and he's going to be a very interesting guy to look at during this game. Now, the thing about going exotic when you're a defensive head coach and you have this defense, if you don't get home, you're going to leave a guy out there with his hands waving wide open if you don't get home. Now, Caleb did a good job for me last year in the home game versus Minnesota, using his escapability, because that's going to be paramount. Both of the quarterbacks have some decent escapability. That's going to be a thing as well. So when you have that escapability and you send those blitzes and you can't get to the quarterback, you're going to leave a lot of big plays out there. You're going to have a lot of potential for a bunch of big plays. I hope for us, for our defense, that comes to a minimum, but I hope for our offense it comes to a maximum. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very exciting. The game of chess these guys are going to play on Monday night.
yeah. This is a great week 1 test. Like I know, like definitely got so much respect for the Vikings as a team and organization, because like last year was crazy. When we were having a discussion last year, we're like, okay, yeah, we got Tennessee Titans, and we're coming out. Should be a nice easy game for Caleb to come into, and we probably should have lost that game, to be honest with you. The way they performed, we kind of got lucky with a pick six. Kenny Pickett, like, just was throwing
Will
on.
Levis. That was Will Levis. That was a bad one. That
Yeah,
was a real
we'll
bad
love
one.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my fault. I said Kenny Pickett. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, Will Levis. Yeah,
we ain't gonna give it back though. I'll tell you
right.
that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
ain't.
yeah. So I think coming out with this coaching staff, going into this season, I love the matchup because it's like a test. NFC North right off the bat. Let's show what we got. Now, all right. So you showed like who favorable matchups and everything. Like any players like that are you think gonna have a standout game, like on offense or defense? You can just pick one in particular. Or more, it depends. Like is there any like player in particular that you feel is gonna flourish in this game?
I think
For you.
one of two. I think either Luther or um, uh, Colson Loveland. I just
Uh,
think that
yeah,
because you can't. There's no way you can double team either of those because then you got a guy named DJ Moore and a guy named Roma Dunze that are going to burn you. So I mean, DJ Moore has to get the utmost respect. So if they're going to double team anybody, all right, or shade a safety over, it's going to have to be the DJ side. All right, and then that leaves Rome because you can't double team everybody. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You can't double team everybody, and so
Yeah,
they might put then you got probably your second best corner over on Rome. Then you got your third best corner on Luther Burden. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know if I'm a Minnesota fan. I mean, how many teams got really great nickel corners? You know what I mean? We're fortunate to have one in Kyler Gordon, but how many teams have three good corners? Not a lot. And Luther Burden is a first round talent, and he's pissed, man. You saw it. He's on a mission. He's focused. He
Right.
felt he should have gone in the first round.
Yeah.
He's got something to prove. So now you got him with the third best corner, with a young buck coming out who's on a mission. I'm thinking Luther Burden and or Colson Love, the man. Dude,
Yeah.
that dude is something special, man. We didn't have something like that since Greg Olson. Damn you, Mike Martz. But
Right.
we haven't had anyone like that since.
Don't give me. Well, hey, Color, we're going. You know that guy you had a connection with, threw all those touchdown passes to. We're gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, we'll trade him. So we get a blocking tight end for you.
Right.
Uh,
Oh man. Oh, that was hilarious. That was a good one, right there.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you, D Nice? What do you think is going to flourish?
Oh man. I'm hopeful that Ben Johnson finds a way to really um let Swift get out here and do his thing. I do think Swift can be a threat out the backfield versus those linebackers, and also in his blitzing situations to where when guys don't get home, Swift would be there open in the flats or whatnot. The screen game as well, but it's a very interesting matchup, those receivers versus the corners, because we know that the Vikings are not going to blitz every down. And I heard Harrison Smith may not play at
Oh,
safety. Metellus, he plays close to the line a lot of times. So I'm very interested to see how these Minnesota corners, who I'm not very high on, match up against the receivers that we have. So, but a player that I want to see flourish, because it's been so much dirt kicked on his name, and I've done a decent job of kicking a little bit on it myself. Because I just feel like we needed a player that can be elite at that position, even though the NFL doesn't really value it that much. But I do think we need a guy that's elite at that position. But the thing about great offensive coaches, they can bring out the best in players. And I hope, what I'm saying, starting week 1, we can see the best out of DeAndre Swift.
yeah. Yeah, me too. For some reason, I think he's going to benefit a lot from all the weapons he has around him. Because I think they're going to design these plays where you don't know the passes are going to look like runs and runs are going to look like passes. So, and one thing, say what you want about Braxton Jones, he can run block. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he
so
can.
yeah,
Yeah, he
and
can.
there's a lot of highlight films last year when you see DeAndre Swift running down the field and Braxton Jones is right there cheering him on, put a few people on their
Or
behind.
knocking someone on their tail.
Right, yeah.
Hey, I have a question though. And I mean this with the most sincerity. Um, is this game versus the Vikings based off that scheme? Is this really a fair game to really judge Braxton Jones? Because the Vikings are going to do they're going to bring lot more guys than the Bears are going to be able to block.
Yeah,
And I feel like a part of a quarterback's job is to make the offensive linemen look better than they are.
yeah. See,
Okay. So is like I don't think I think Braxton, the most important thing for Braxton Jones to do is to understand his assignment, who to pick up and when they send these exotic blitzes. But is this really a fair game to judge Braxton on? For the simple fact that he's not going to be really one on one with anybody very often.
well, in a way, what I'm looking for is them to recognize the blitzes and just don't let nobody come running free. I understand sometimes you're gonna get beat, but it's those when you just got somebody just coming right in and he can't even like before he look up, this there in his face. That's what I'm more concerned about. they're recognizing that what they if they need to change the protection or like who like recognize who's blitz like because a few of those plays like I was watching all 22 and like where maybe Caleb should have made like a protection change, and before he called the play, because like if he had one more second, somebody's coming wide open. Um, so like if they can learn how to do that, that's where I'll judge them more on just like if the guy he bull rushes you and like gets the best of you a few plays, I can understand that, but letting people run free, those are the mistakes I don't want to see.
The
No,
mental stuff.
I disagree, bro. I think it's a great way to judge him because you're a veteran, bro. It's your fourth year. You ain't a rookie. If it's a
Mm,
rookie, I'm saying okay, maybe not a good test, a good way to judge, not a good barometer against the Brian Flores defense. But man, you seen Brian Flores 6 times, bro. You seen him
yeah,
6 times already. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You know what he does. All right, and the thing is, you need to be smart enough to understand when if the line's sliding right. The thing is, you mentioned it, man. Make sure you understand your assignment.
hmm
All right, then you don't have that defensive end if that linebacker's coming in because you got to have the furthest man away from the quarterback. You can't have is going to be free. You can't let the dude run right up inside. And he did that a couple of times, and it cost us. It cost Caleb time, and he had to get rid of the ball quickly. So Brad, I think it's a great barometer of to judge him. See, one more importantly, not even the physical aspect, mentally. Because if you get a
Okay.
linebacker coming in, you might be able to cut him or hit him, just knock him off because you're probably be a little big. You're not probably you're bigger than him, so you're gonna
Yeah.
be able to get some time. Just get that little chip on him and let that. And truth be told, the quarterback's responsible for one man in pressure when they come blitz. The quarterback is responsible for one man, so he
hmm
realizes he's got to have that last man after line of scrimmage. If they're sliding right, Braxton Jones got to slide right, take that blitzer, that defensive end coming off the corner free, and everyone, and a lot of people say, oh, he let him free, he messed up. No, it's not. If people don't understand blocking schemes, and they don't, they're just quick to see somebody come free and say, oh, he left the defensive end because people think that the tackle, the defensive end always got to dance.
Right.
It's not always the case,
Right,
especially under protection. So I
right.
think it's a good thing, and I hope he does. He is on point, and because if he is, I'm telling you, I think Caleb is. You talked about Caleb talking of saying that he wants to be great. He doesn't want to be good. He wants to be great,
Right.
and I think Caleb really enjoying this hard coaching. I think Caleb, man, if we all played sports, man. You always wanted to be coached well. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You
Yeah.
wanted the coach to
right.
stay on you. You wanted, because to prepare you, and that's why I think that Caleb is really going to do a number, and I think this offensive line is going to do a number too, man. It's. I know it sounds weird with the Brian Flores defense, but I think that interior. You talked about the run game, man. I think DeAndre Swift is going to have a game. Let's keep it a buck. I don't know why people are so down on DeAndre Swift. Dude had 950 something yards last year,
Yeah.
and he was hurt a couple games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
that's
and he
true.
had a lot of he had a lot of touches between the tackles. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Because he impressed me. I didn't think he could run between the tackles. Remember against the Rams, he jumped over that dude and ran and took it to the
Yeah.
house.
hmm
Yeah,
So he can run between the tackles. You know what I'm saying? He can run between the tackles. But now that we got the inside three, the two guards and the center short up, man, that's going to be a huge weapon for the Bears if they continue to stick with the run game. Him and Kyle Monunga, as long as Kyle
Yeah.
gets healthy, I'm anxious to see those guys him as well. Really anxious to see him.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Tori, you got anything to add to that? I know that we've been.
Well, I was going to say, it is a test. I mean, Braxton Jones got to go against what the Greenland from Minnesota, right? Twice a year. Michael Parsons twice a year. Aiden Hutchinson twice a year. Um, who else did they play the whole AFC? They play Miles Garrett this year, don't they? They
Yeah.
play
Yep.
Oh wait.
Hendrickson.
The
Yeah,
Browns,
I
the
think
Steelers, the Ravens.
Yeah,
yeah.
we play. Yeah,
So
we
this
got AFC
might
North.
be his easiest test.
Yeah.
This,
He ain't get the
so
pass.
yeah,
He get.
he better show up and show out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Because if you put any bad tape out there week 1, I
Yeah,
think all the opponents will have it, and they'll be
yeah.
prepared. They'll be
And they played
prepared to put it on display for them.
they
Yeah.
played the Giants, and they got like 85 pass rushes on that squad. TJ Watt. Yeah, I mean, they got he gonna have He's gonna earn his
Yeah.
money this year. That
Right.
next
It is
contract,
a
he's gonna
contract,
either
yeah.
earn it or he's not gonna earn it at all. He's not gonna be. He'll be a swing tackle for another team next year.
Right.
So
Man,
it's safe, Sean. It's safe to say for me that the position that you have the most concern for is the O line. Correct. I don't know if you hear me,
uh,
but T
Sean,
Field, T Fields, what position group concerns you the most for the
Defensive
Bears?
line, the
Oh, the
defensive
defensive line.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to like I covered Grady because I used to cover the Falcons. So I've been,
Okay.
and I started with his rookie year. So I've seen Grady Jarrett. I always felt like if he had another pass rush on the edge,
Mhm.
besides Vic Beasley that one year when he had 15 sacks, he gets
Yeah.
good pressure up the middle. I don't know necessarily he's decent on the run, but he
Hmm.
always got good pressure going up the middle, and I think that's something that the Bears lacked definitely last year. But again, I'm just still kind of concerned. Like on the other edge, there's no Booker. Well, he's going for the first 4 weeks.
Hmm.
Um, it's just that getting pressure to the quarterback. Hopefully, like I said, I hope Dennis Allen can scheme up something. But just the defensive tackle still concerns me.
okay, all right. A lot of really good insight. And now we're gonna, wrap it up with, of course, with our predictions and our score predictions and everything. So, D Nice, you want to go first? As far as the
All right.
score prediction, and
Man, to be honest with you, bro, I hate doing
yeah,
this. Two things I hate doing: predicting scores, and predicting records. I can't stand it, bro. But I know it's done all in fun. So here we go. Um, in a perfect world, I like the Bears to win 31-17. But uh, forget it. 31-17 Bears, man. That's what I'm going at.
31-17. Yeah, that's pretty close to my prediction. My prediction was 30-17. I feel like the Bears are gonna come out and surprise a lot of people. I feel like they're gonna be like really aggressive and like really trying to score as many points as possible. I think I just feel like Ben Johnson's that kind of coach. You know, um, I just I'm just really excited. I know it's like comes down to execution too, but I feel like they got the right coaching staff to put their players in the best position to execute. And yeah, 30-17. Yeah, I think this will start out is going to be a little closer halftime. I think they come out the half and just apply a little bit more pressure and outplay the Vikings in the second half.
Sean, can you hear us?
I got you now. Yeah.
Okay. You got any predict? You gotta predict the score for us before you go, man.
All right. Gonna be a tough one. Definitely gonna be a tough one. Um, I want to say 24-21 Bears.
Oh, close one.
Nice.
Nail biter.
Yeah, and that could change depending if JJ go off because Minnesota's the only team in the central in the north that scares me. They're the only
Mhm.
team that's because if he hits the ground running like Sam Darnold,
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
it was a redshirt year for him, which he got to watch that offense run at an efficient manner. All right, so I mean, Sam Darnold did one hell of a job. Was it 14 wins they got last year? That's
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
That's the quarterback who basically had a redshirt year and sat and watched an offense in front of him run efficiently was Patrick Mahomes when he had Alex Smith 6-7 years. So even though JJ McCarthy was hurt, he's still in meetings, he's still watching, he's able to look at that game film every week like a
Hmm.
coach and he can see where Sam Darnold did well, what he did wrong. So this Minnesota, I'm very, very concerned about Minnesota and the potential that they have for being a dominant team in the NFC. So, but my prediction, 24-20, 24-21, either one, the good guys.
All right.
Talk to us, AC.
I'm gonna be honest, fellas. I'm a little worried after seeing our the way we performed in the preseason. We looked great against Buffalo's backups. We struggled against a lot of Kansas City starters. I still think we because I don't think JJ McCarthy is ready for prime time Monday night in Chicago. First real game action. I think Bears win this game, but it's closer than we expect. I'm thinking 14-13 or like 14-10. The Bears pull this game out. Not a whole lot. I mean, we're going to be looking for high octane offense, and I think our both defenses are going to really show up. And it's going to be a as JR used to say on WWE, it's going to be a slobber knocker on Monday night.
Yeah. All right, and the last but not the least, Tori, what you got for us?
Well, watching them in the preseason, I'm never too concerned with preseason. I just want you to get out there and show reps, and I know they both running a vanilla offense and defense, so that doesn't really bother me as much. When you'll have everybody bringing out every single play, every single miss read or whatever. But that being said, and the fact that I'm always wrong when it comes to predicting Bear games and Bear games only, I got Minnesota 27-23. So
Psychology, huh? First psychology.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I got Minnesota 27-23. Bear down. Let's go Bears.
All right, so we all predict W's for the good guys. so yeah, hopefully we can speak that into life and everything. I know some of y'all got to go. Tracks he's asking us. He's begging for 15 more minutes if we could.
I got one more question for Sean before he goes because he didn't get a chance to answer, and I want AC to answer it as well. Sean, is it safe to say that the position group that concerns you the most is the offensive line?
No.
Okay, which position group concerns you the most?
DBs.
All
right, Terrell Smith's out, so your number one backup is gone. Johnson's now, he looks healthy. He's been warming up, but that's a whole other thing. You're not in game shape, boss. You ain't played in the preseason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you got to go up against JJ, Justin Jefferson. Come on, man. Your first game back after not having, getting into football shape. That's a tough task. And Quan B, I'm really, really worried about him. He just went out, they haven't told us. Remember, he went off the field last week.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to reveal what it was because there's no game, so there's no injury report. But man, that dude, and then Kyler Gordon was banged up a little bit too last week as well. So right now that's a position group that concerns me the most because you get Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, and again you mentioned Adam Thielen's back, occasional veteran. Yeah, that's the group that concerns me the most.
Okay. What about you, AC?
It's like you said, O-line. I think I'm worried about Braxton on the left side. I thought that Trapillo would show enough in the preseason to be moved to the left side, and he hasn't. In fact, he's hit a rookie wall, as they said. And I mean, Brian Flores, we hear Ben and Caleb talking about on offense having the same look different and different things the same. Brian Flores is one of the best in the business at doing that defensively. Played this guy 6 times. Who knows what you're going to get? I will say the scrolls here in the chat said that the Minnesota Vikings 300 yards twice last year. Both of those were against Caleb Williams. So Caleb did do well as a rookie trying to figure out this defense. I just hope that the O-line's ready to go. I'm not worried about the interior at all. but that left tackle position, man, I'd be lying if I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Man, what concerns me the most with about the Bears is actually the defensive line. I'm just
Mm,
worried about them being able to get pressure and letting this they're letting this court JJ McCarthy get way too comfortable and just giving him so much time to throw and execute. 'Cause that's all he needs. I mean, he's obviously talented. Is the defense going to be able to apply pressure and get them flustered, make them make mistakes? So that's my biggest concern is the defensive line.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, and this may be a little against the
Yeah, I
norm.
mean, we kind of know
For
what we're getting on the other side. Dial Dang hasn't really
yeah,
shown us much. Go ahead.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
It's not even the interior so much that I'm worried about. It's the edges. Like even
Yes.
Sweat. Like I know he was hurt a lot last year, but yeah, I mean like throughout his career, like he averages 6 sacks a year. But I mean, I just want him to live up to that contract he got.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying him as like double digit sack guy. So that's what I that's what I just want him to. I just want him to go out there and perform. That's all. That's all I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, hey man, I don't feel like it's too much to ask, bro. But I think position group for me that concerns me is special teams, man.
Uh,
I'm concerned in special teams. We got Torrey Taylor. We gonna need him this week. We're gonna need him on Monday night.
uh,
And Santos with the inconsistencies, like he at one game he'll kick a 57-yard field goal. The next game, you know, he'll miss a 40-yard field goal. We just want some. We want it. I think the offensive job is to put him in the best position possible to be successful, but it's not him kicking 50-yard field goals is something I don't want to see regularly. Now,
yeah.
if he has to, then cool. But on a regular basis, settling for that, I don't want this offense to be able to have to do that. And Hightower, he's one of the coaches that were retained from the last regime. He's gonna have to make sure that guys are shored up front and we're blocking like we're supposed to, because
Right.
no more field goal blocks either. I mean, I understand it's a part of the game and it happens, but it happens too often for us. I mean against us,
In a way,
to
it
not like
happened.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
Decent too low.
yeah,
special teams is something I'm gonna keep my eye on, and I really have, because everything else for me, it's a lot of unknowns there. Like you guys mentioned, the defensive ends, we haven't we haven't seen anybody pop out except Booker, but remember he did this last preseason as well. So, can he translate and have it carry over into this regular season? We all hope so. But getting interior pressure is going to be paramount. And I do believe we're able to do that. If we can bust it up inside, I think it'll help those guys on the edges tremendously.
all right.
I want to
Yeah,
piggyback off your special teams comment. I did have one concern in preseason, and that was the returning yards that the other teams were getting on the special
That
teams.
too.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, okay, no, I understand especially with these new rules, like it's almost forcing you to kick it short enough to where
Hmm.
they can return it, and they were
Yeah.
returning it to the 40, to the 50, and that's not cool. Because I don't want to give them the ball on the 35. And
Right.
so I get
right.
it, but they're gonna have to get something. They're gonna be able to break these blocks better on the special teams, or something, because that was one thing that did overly concern me during the preseason.
And also with that, with the for us, who the hell gonna be returning these kicks? You know what I'm saying?
Now I actually I felt like Luther Burden was gonna do it early on, and I think that's why they didn't show it to us in preseason. And then
Mhm.
about the time he gets more involved in the offense, because I'm a big fan of Zacchaeus, like not because
Yeah,
I covered too in Atlanta, but I
yeah,
don't even know if I'm saying his name right. But I think he's going to be wide receiver three for now, and I think
Yeah,
because he has a little bit more trust built up with Caleb. So I feel like right now Bird need to get as many touches as possible that he can. So I see him being a return man initially, and Devin Duvernay. That's what they brought him in for. That's what he was
right.
known
yeah.
for.
But he's
That's
been
what I
hurt.
brought him in for.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like they'll give Bird as many touches as possible. So I see a lot of special teams work with him
Mhm.
early on.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, very good
If
points
not,
being made.
if not,
And
David Hudson's son looked good in high school this past Friday with that return. So
yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw
Man, he
that.
was so good at returning. Man.
Yeah, I mean,
ah,
I hope the kid has a tremendous career, but it's gonna be hard to match his pops, man. That's you know what I'm
well,
saying. That's
here's the
tough.
crazy part about it. The little one is the beast. Ankle. He called him the ankle bully. The younger one.
Oh, okay, the
So
younger one.
yeah. So I didn't because I didn't know for the juniors that run track. I think what track that kind of helped him out in
Hmm.
the as far as football. But that the youngster, yeah, he's gonna be he's something else already. But I know that's off topic. My bad.
Nah, you're good. And since we're here, fellas, I wanted to ask you guys your feelings on the Michael Parsons situation in Green Bay.
Right.
Whoever take it, whoever
Yeah,
go first.
it was
I'm I'm
I was shocked. I didn't even
distraught.
think it was real news
I'm
when I initially saw it.
when they made the
Oh go go ahead, AC. Did you hear me? Oh.
when they made them, it felt like when we traded for Mac to me, and they didn't give up hardly anything to get him. Now it is coming out that he's needing like an epidural Sunday, so maybe his back is worse off than we thought or anyone thought when Dallas traded him to
Mm.
Green Bay. But I thought you had to pass a physical usually in order for a trade to go through. But I mean, obviously he's done enough because usually it'll say so and so signed or was traded, barring physical. But
Physical,
it,
yeah.
I worry, man, because like we've talked about all day, worrying about Braxton Jones at left tackle, and now all of a sudden you have the best pass rushers in the NFL. I know he's not great against the run, but he's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, and you've got him in your division twice a year against your biggest rival.
Yeah.
It
Go for it, T Field.
and it was a guy that I wanted here in Chicago. So on for that, it
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
hit me too. Damn sure, it didn't make sense to me. Jerry Jones traded him away for peanuts, a couple first round picks, and an aging defensive tackle. Whereas when we traded for Mack, it cost us 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Just to get in the building. It
Mhm.
Yeah.
just I feel like Jerry Jones has lost his damn mind. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think somebody needs to go do a wellness check on him because
Yeah.
like one, all right, it makes no sense. Like outside of us just being upset about it because he's going to Green Bay, why would you trade your best player and one of the best players in the NFL to a team that destroyed you in the playoffs at home? They, they
Because he's
you
stuck in a
Yeah.
time
it
capsule.
makes absolutely no sense. It's like oh that team that whooped us in the playoffs. Let's give them our best defensive player, and we'll take those two low first round picks. Like you could have
And
traded them anywhere. I mean, you trade like no, it just that's the part that's the most baffling to me. Is like Dallas's side of it. Like what you got back. Um, two
but the
low
thing is,
first round
he thinks
picks.
he got a lot back because he values stopping the run and that's what Clark was good at. But Clark is also in the 10th season, so
Yeah.
he in his mind is like they knew they couldn't stop the run last year or the year before, and that's Michael Parsons' biggest weakness. His team is going to do what they're going to do, just run to him, run to him, run to
Can't
him.
stop anybody
So
now.
he's like, I got 2 first-round picks, and I got me a run stopper. So,
Uh,
and don't forget, he has a great head, a defensive coordinator.
oh man, Eberflus. Yeah, look, he
So,
went down there thinking like, oh yeah, I get to coach one of the best players.
but
Wrong.
I was upset too though. But after I calmed down, because I was like, man, it's like
Mhm.
Reggie White all over again, going to Green
Ooh.
Bay. But then, but then I was like, I don't even think this is Khalil Mack going to the Bears. I feel like Parsons again. If he touched this great player, it would have also been Dallas would have been a lot better. Now, granted, Dallas is a sideshow, and they rather have. Well, I'm not gonna say they as a team, but Jerry Jones rather have all the attention in the world and a spotlight on them for just anything. But again, I don't. If he was on the line, I think I'd be more concerned. But him coming off the edge. I
Mhm.
don't know. I think I just value more defensive tackles than I do defensive ends
I'm
or
with
Yeah,
you.
outside linebackers
that's a good
because
point.
to me, if you step up into the pocket, that's a great way to avoid it. But if that person's coming up the middle, and to me, that's always been Tom Brady's biggest weakness. When that person came up the middle, he had nowhere to go. And I always felt like if you get the pressure up the middle, then I can care less who's on your edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker 2.0 was a good.
Yeah,
That's another thing I think he said as well.
it's
Well,
yeah, I totally like somebody just said trade him to the Jets. Like, yeah, like like get him out of your conference
yeah.
and to a team that you think is going to have higher value first round picks.
Now,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong,
That
they
just
play like
would
week
make more
four,
Yeah.
don't
sense to
they?
me.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, like
now,
Green Bay hasn't picked in the top 10 in how long? What, since early mid 2000s? Like when's the last time they
uh,
picked in the top 10?
This is Don
it's been a
McCown's their
while.
quarterback.
Mhm.
Right. So and then they gave him the bag too. What was like was 6 million more?
188. 188.
Yeah, that not that's not a small difference. That's like $6 million more than the previous highest contract. That's
Now,
yeah.
guys,
So we'll
as you,
we'll see. Like, but hey, look what our offensive coordinator did against those that Micah Parsons led Dallas team.
yeah. Now, as you guys get to know me, y'all gonna realize that sometime I like to take the crazy train. Okay. So
Mhm.
this is one of these times where I hopped on the crazy train and I'm strapped in and I'm ready to ride. Okay. I honestly think Dallas won this trade for this.
I don't think
Okay.
it's that crazy
Listen,
though. I honestly don't think it's that crazy.
look,
Yeah,
I
I can't
think
wait
I
to
think
hear.
Dallas won this trade because I think those guys over there understand that they're not going to win anything as far as a Super Bowl, anything like that. And I think they're getting in front of a rebuild situation here because if Dak is not healthy this season, he's out. You know, so I think they're trying to get the rebuild started early. But also, I think, and this is another seat on the crazy train. I think the elite pass rusher, the individual pass rusher, is a tad bit overvalued. I think it is. I honestly believe it is, bro. Because if you look at the elite pass rushers, they're not playing for no good teams, man. They're not winning anything. Like the
That
the
should
the
probably
the best in the league has been Trey Hendrickson for the last 2 years, and Miles Garrett. He and Miles Garrett may switch spots, and we can all agree that, especially the Bengals defense is terrible. And we now
Yeah.
maybe Miles has an excuse because offensively they haven't put it all together in Cleveland, but shit in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow should have been the MVP last season.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Well,
and if we look at guys like because I don't think Michael Parsons is Lawrence Taylor. He's not Reggie White, you know, but and it's unfair to even put him in those rooms right now. Okay.
right.
Being he's 25, 26 years old. I don't think he has the impact that those guys have. I just don't think so. We will see, and I hope I'm.
Yeah,
I
I
hope I'm.
think a player like Miles Garrett does impact his defense more than probably Michael Parsons. Like even though when you look at the numbers, I'm just talking about wins. Like when you look at the numbers, like without Michael Parsons, I went back to, look like without him in the lineup, the like all major defensive stats they were like bottom three, and
Mhm.
then when he was in the game, they were like one of the best defenses in the league, but it didn't translate to wins.
Yeah.
So
Anytime, and y'all can check this for me. Two things: Eagles and Chiefs didn't have individual elite pass rusher on their team. They didn't. But anytime elite pass rusher has won a Super Bowl, he's always had three things. He's had an elite player in the secondary, he's had elite player at the linebacker position, and he had a damn good defensive tackle.
yeah,
That's the Eagles got what two or three at
yeah,
Okay.
great defensive
Now,
tackles.
yeah, the
right.
Eagles are
So
loaded.
we had one dog
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
And I think if Tommy Harris, I'm going back a little bit. I say this, and people call me crazy, but I do believe if Tommy Harris is 100% versus Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl, we win that.
yeah. There's a
But
lot of reasons why we should have won this.
but getting back on track.
Yeah,
Um, I think that position is a tad bit overvalued. Just look at the amount of money that's being paid. Miles Garrett and Parsons, they're 1 and 2 in highest paid players, outside of quarterbacks.
all
You
right.
know. But we can go down the list. Bruce Smith, Julius Peppers. We can all agree that those guys are hellified pass rushers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But they got in the Super Bowls, but they didn't win. You
right.
know. Now we can bring up guys like Charles Haley, but again, we bring up Charles Haley. He had excellent play in the secondary, the linebacker, and as well the defensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? He was always a part of situations such as that. You
Yeah,
know,
and
and
I,
he
I
like
said,
I'm willing to put the elite pass rusher in the same room as the 1,300-yard running back.
oh,
The crazy train, right? But these are luxury. These are luxuries. Okay, these are not necessities. They're not.
yeah, one pass. Well, in the interior, I'll give like Aaron Donald. He was probably just one of the players that like literally like just dominated that whole game. Like he
Warren
was such a
Sapp, game
presence.
record.
But you don't like but I will give you a point like with what you said. You're right. Like a lot of the best pass rushers you see like that lead the league in sacks and this, they're on like terrible teams. And you got to like have more of a like core team than just one person that's shining. And like not to say that they're bad players, and of course you want to have those kind of players on your team, but is Dallas winning a Super Bowl signing Michael Parsons? No, the answer
No.
we can say it. The answer is no. It's like, are you picking like nobody's picking? If they would say Michael Parsons signs $188 million contract with the Dallas Cowboys, was anybody going to be like, oh no, yeah, they're the top contender for the Super Bowl now? No. And so that's why I said trading him wasn't the mistake. I just feel like who they traded him to.
Yeah, I
But
just hate it with the Green Bay. I mean, I do because they have some very good players in the positions I mentioned, linebacker and on the D line. They do have some good players, and as much hell as they give Dak Prescott about not doing well in the playoffs, you never heard them say anything about Michael Parsons and his playoff performances. And I want you guys in the chat or wherever you guys are looking at us from or watching us from, if you're laughing at me because I'm mentioning Michael Parsons' playoff performances, Google is your friend because he's mine too.
right,
Well, I mean, you made a great point. So I don't think that crazy trade is too crazy.
right,
I
yeah,
I think John
pretty
Sweat
same train
I
he's
think
on
led the
there.
Eagles in sacks. If I'm not correct, if I'm correct, right? And
Mhm.
he had like 8.
Yeah.
So and I thought, and to me, coaching is so big. That's why I'm really excited about the Bears this season because I felt like you could coach up plays, you could scheme up plays to get to if you have a bad line. The Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl with a horrific offensive line. You
Hmm.
can scheme up plays to do so. You can scheme up defensive end or edge rushers to get sacks. Leonard Floyd became successful after he left. He was a bust here. Dexter Fowler was a bust in 2 places, and I think he had 10.5 sacks last year.
Yeah.
So you can scheme up if you have the right coaching to cover your flaws. And that's what I hope. Like, okay, if Braxton Jones is getting beat, let's move the pocket or something, or let's get the ball out of our hands even quicker. We're gonna have to screen to death, or little short routes to death. I'm just a strong believer in coaching, and that's what makes me more excited about this season than anything. Is you can we got outcoached at least 7 games last year. Just we just got outcoached.
The
I
coaching
Right.
off
still
the game.
think I still think Flus is in Detroit somewhere. Look at him doing this. He holding that time out. He, we just coaching is key. And one more thing about the coaching thing too that I've noticed, and God rest his soul with Virginia McCaskey, but I felt
Mm.
like I don't know if it was her or whomever, but since Mike Dicker, every single coach we seem to have was mild mannered. They were so like non-aggressive personality. Lovey wasn't like that. Uh, uh, Dick
That's what they
Duran,
wanted.
Juan said. Uh, what was the guy from CFL? Um,
Trust me.
yeah, Mark Trustman wasn't
Trust
like
me.
that. And everybody seemed to be. Ben Johnson seemed like they has the most fire since Dicker was the head coach of the Bears. And again, that's why it's something I'm excited about. Now just bring back the Honey Bears and I'm good.
Hey, look, man, and you make a great point, T. Fields, man. But I think most importantly, we needed a guy. We need a guy in here that's maniacal when it comes down to football. And I
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm 100% in belief of that that's what Ben Johnson is. He's a maniac when it comes down to it. If he sees something wrong and it can't be fixed right away, he's gonna work his ass off to make sure, what I'm saying, this thing's fixed, and he's gonna hold everyone in the building accountable, including himself. Lovey was he was aggressive in his own way. We've had guys on here that talked about that played for Lovey and talked about his coaching style, and they say, you knew when you rolled with Love, you knew when it was time to pick it up. He didn't curse or anything like that, but when he got upset, you knew. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I don't think any of the guys that you named were just straight up, like mad scientist type when it comes down to this game of football.
Right.
And I think we have him now. And listen, I said this before. I want everyone to understand, as great as the offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is and was, this is his first time as a head coach.
Yeah.
Please don't jump out in traffic or jump off of any bridges. You know what I'm saying? If things start off a little crazy,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a part of
Yeah,
this process.
I think he'll be far from him being a problem. To be honest with you, if because like even like you watch when you watch the film and stuff like last year, like I think some of these plays are designed to work, and but it's like the reason why they don't is because it's just like to execute. Like when you put your players, when you as a coach, you bring out the best of your players and all of that stuff. You put them in a position to succeed. You just don't like, okay, we're on practice this play. You do it right one time, and it's like, okay, on to the next one. It's like you be consistent. Like don't just accept like you know, them doing it right a few times or giving them a pass if they mess up. Like you hear about him just constantly being on them and just wanting perfection and stuff like that and just the seriousness behind it. And so that's why I think you'll like it might not necessarily translate to a bunch of wins, but I think you're going to see a different team that you're going to see them play different and play harder and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So because of the coaching, not just with Ben Johnson, but the whole staff, you can just feel the excitement in the coaching staff and like and with that I mean so many coaches like across the board. It's actually kind of exciting. It's the
I
additions
love the
that we
energy
got
Antoine Randall
on the
well. The
offensive
energy that
line
he has.
and that too. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how because I think it's going to be a pleasant result for us. Yeah,
I tend to agree, man. And listen, we're 1 week away, fellas. We're 1 week
yeah.
away
Well,
from Bears football. We're a couple of
exactly
days.
On
1
7
week.
days.
Yeah,
7 days.
we are we're 3 or 4 days away from NFL football. Period. This is what we've all been waiting for. So buckle up, man.
All right,
I think we're gonna see a lot, man. It's gonna be very exciting.
all right. And D Nice, so what's your record prediction? I'm just playing. I know you hate predictions.
Hey,
uh,
but in all seriousness, people are talking about how daunting this schedule looks. And I ask everyone, please do not look at this schedule and start to worrying. Because remember, last year we looked at our schedule and started smiling,
right.
thinking that we were going to Candyland. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, we got that. We got that. We got
yeah,
y'all got
and
it all right.
unfortunately it didn't work out that way. So, let's take it one game at a time. But when it's
Yeah.
time to make a prediction, I'll be ready for you guys. It's not one of my favorite things to do, but I'll play along just for the sake of it.
Right, yeah, because you go into every game thinking it's going to be a tough game, and you just look at your matchups, and you just make a rational choice. Of course, you going to lean towards your favorite team anyway,
Indeed.
but it's games last year where I just looked how we got whooped, and like that Arizona, like after Washington. Man, those two games we lost to Arizona and who else beat us in New England?
Yeah,
Oh my God, we let New
New
England
England.
come in here and beat the brakes off of us. Man, what I was like, those I don't ever want to see games like that again.
But see, that's how I know guys have started making vacation plans, bro.
Yeah, that New England game was horrible, and then go to Arizona and get ran over the way they did. They got manhandled.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. So and that's where I know like he wasn't the head coach, but it's not too many games you look at and say, man, Detroit. I mean, not a recent history. You don't say
Mhm.
Detroit got whooped that game. You don't. The games that what were the two? They lost two games, 15-2, right? They lost
Mhm.
to Buffalo, right, in like a barn burner. And what was that other loss? Was it early in the season?
The other loss was
I can't. Yeah,
Who was
chat
it?
if you. I know we all got the internet right in front of us,
Was
but
it was it the Pack? No, they end up beating
nah,
Green Bay.
Packers almost got swept by every team in the division.
Yeah, they only won one
And they
game.
held on by field goal block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
questionable field goal block at that.
Yeah, right.
It's
uh,
2025, gentlemen. We gonna move on, man.
yeah, right.
2025. They
uh,
lost to Tampa Bay early game two.
oh yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
game though. I
yeah,
remember. Yeah, early. I knew it was one early. And that was a good, but yeah, you never saw a game with Detroit where you were like, man, they got whooped that week. And all their games were close and good, and they won most of them.
Now the only game I can say that I felt like they got whooped in, and it was still a high scoring game, was actually the playoff game against the Commanders.
Right, right.
yeah,
'Cause
Yeah, that's
it
the
felt like
one.
they couldn't do anything. You know,
and
Yeah,
they
it's
that's
like
just
they just had talk about
that
just having a bad game. They just I'm
exactly
looking like,
at
man,
the
they
worst
can't get
time.
anything going.
that game. I put the full blame on Ben Johnson from going away from what was working, man. You
Yeah,
you went away from the run. Gibbs damn near had 100 yards in the first half, and
yeah,
you
you're
went
right.
away
You're
from it in the
right.
second half, trying to make Goff look like, what I'm saying, Kurt Warner, or one of these elite passers without a running game. You can't do that to him.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, keep them off the field. You see, Jay Daniels is getting a touchdown every drive. It seemed like
Mhm.
slow this game down and eat up that clock. But it seems like he's got into a rush or a panic or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah, that's one game I do hold against Ben Johnson right there.
Yeah,
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 sometimes
that
you can get
wasn't his
outsmart
best
yourself.
game. To be honest with you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, hey, we gonna stay optimistic. We should get an injury report in a couple of days, man, to find out who's what.
right.
Because on the Vikings end, like I mentioned, Harrison Smith is questionable. He's dealing with the illness. JJ has an issue too, but I'm sure he's going to play. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's going to
it'll
play.
be a big
Both
shot.
JJs.
Uh,
Um, yeah. Jettas, Jay Jettas, he gonna play, and I think Uno gonna play as well.
uh,
So, but hey, man, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna get to watch all this football, and we just gonna be full of
yeah.
anticipation for Monday night, y'all.
Oh man, that's right. What I
True.
like about the Monday night game is like you get to just focus solely on
Yeah,
your team,
yeah,
and the whole nation is watching, and just hope they give them something good to watch on our end.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I've never been a big fan of Monday night games ever since '85 Bears lost to the Dolphins.
Oh,
I just and then I quite as kept. I think the next year the Bears were 14-2, and one of their losses was Monday night.
yeah.
Well,
I went to a Monday night game a few years ago in Detroit. Like when I say few, like maybe probably about 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Remember, it was a game they honored Barry Sanders Monday
yeah.
night in Detroit, and I went to that game, and Biz Marquis was sitting in front of us. He had like the four seats, and he was just sitting across all of them, just leaning like this. He had his own little section. I didn't know he was that tall, but yeah,
Yeah,
RP Biz Marquis. He was at that game. We was winning at halftime, and talked a little too much. They
yeah.
came back and got us.
I think it was a Monday night game where it was storming, it was raining, it was real bad, and I think they honored. I want to say Dick Buck is a Gale said, or they retired his
I
jersey.
remember
This was
watching it. Yeah,
years
it was
ago.
raining like crazy that
Yeah, we
game.
left at halftime. I think the Bears lost 41-0 in that game.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Monday night games. And like I said, I lived in Atlanta for 32 years, and I
Oh,
left Chicago when I was 14. I came back like 3 years ago, and I was like, I'm all excited, like, hey, I get to see him on TV, and then when I see him on TV, I'm like, dang, I wish this game was a Sunday game at 1 or 10 or 12. Because it seemed like we played better when that spotlight was on. Now, they for some reason, they felt like they did better on Thursday night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And, my favorite Monday night. Well, one of my favorite Monday night moments is when Bears and Vikings when Jay Cutler threw the game winning touchdown in overtime. He threw
Oh,
that bomb to the kid out of all.
With a Devin Omushi? I can't. I'm not even
Yeah,
trying.
Devin
Devin,
Aromashodu.
Romo.
Devin
yeah.
Aromashodu. Yeah. Yeah, so if we can get another one of those on this Monday night, man, listen, I love it.
Oh, yeah, that would be
I hate to
awesome.
say it like this, but didn't we end Brett Favre's career on a Monday night?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Corey Wooten.
Yep.
Yeah, big dog, man. I met him a
So I
few
mean, I guess we
times.
did
He's
have some
cool.
success on Monday night.
And it was snowing.
Yep. I
Yeah,
want to say that was at the University of Minnesota too,
Yeah,
and
it
that
yeah.
was
was.
the first Devin had some first return in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And
But I
Johnny
can't tell you what I
Knox.
had on yesterday.
You say you lived in Atlanta 32 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm living here now.
Go for real?
Oh,
Where about?
okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know about it.
I moved to Atlanta when I was in fourth, fifth grade, sixth grade.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah,
Reed in high school.
you did. I went to Cedar
Yeah.
Grove.
Okay. Oh, here's a crazy story I just found out about. So, I was, uh, I was, used to get my hair cut within his hills in Stone Mountain by this guy named
Mm,
Chris. And he had a sister that came downstairs. She was attracted. She just had a newborn or whatever, a baby. And we were like, oh, okay. I forgot the baby's name. But Chris found me on later on in the year. He found me on Facebook, and we became his friends. It never dawned on me that Chris Sweat sister's son is Montez Sweat.
oh,
So all the, cause he's from Atlanta. He went to Stevenson High School.
Stevenson, yeah.
Yeah, I mean from Stone Mountain area. So yeah, all this whole time, like, wow, Chris, I didn't even realize your nephew is Montez Sweat. So I was just like, that's crazy. But I just literally realized that um within the last couple of years.
Oh, that's wow. Small world,
That's a
That's
story right
exactly.
there.
huh? Oh yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. If you do so, you will get an opportunity to win a jersey. They do this every month, so make sure you like, subscribe to the Chicago Sports Podcast for your opportunity to win a free Bears jersey. And yeah, well, I'm gonna be we're gonna be doing shirts and stuff a little bit too. Making this one of the shirts I made, FGB.
FGB.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, just one of the few. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
need one
support
of
that,
those, bro.
man.
I
I'm
need
so
one.
excited for football season, man. Is there any other game in particular that's standing out for y'all that y'all can't wait to see? Are any teams that you like are like more, just interested in seeing like in particular, or you just excited for all of it?
I'm good.
Honestly, it's a lot of people that I got my eye on, for one reason or the other. I'm interested to see how Jaden Daniels handles year two.
Yeah.
Um, I also want to see how Aaron Rodgers works in this situation in Pittsburgh. I know that's crazy, but
I know when you
another
said it, just
game,
made me laugh. I
yeah. I know
just
that's crazy, but it's always interesting to see that. But the Sunday night football game, Bills versus Ravens, man, that should
Woo,
be what AC calls a slobber knocker. That should be
flabbergasted.
one of
Killer.
those. That should definitely be one of those.
That's right.
Yeah, and your Jim
Yeah.
Ross voice. Oh my God,
Daniel,
Mr.
Daniel,
Flubber.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man, NFL is king, man. They just got us in the palm of their hands. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I love what they did with some of the games scheduled. Yeah, man, Bills and Ravens. That's an excellent week 1 game matchup right there.
Yeah. And low key Seattle and 49ers, man.
Green Bay, Detroit.
Yeah.
Right,
uh,
Cowboys, Eagles.
yeah.
right, man. Oh man.
They know what
So
they're
yeah, I
doing.
mean, Michael Parsons, is he even going to be a full participant in that game? Because he sat out the whole. It's not like he been practicing and wrapped up in the game shape.
Well, that's what happened with Mac.
You know when they bring it every time
Yeah,
you
but
over the
he came
sideline.
in that game and
Yeah, you see what happened with Mac. So I guess they're looking for the same type of outcome.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, actually, all they got, if they look at their own history, when they got, um, Reggie White was a big acquisition. They won the Super Bowl. Then they get Charles Woodson and win the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
Yeah, big defensive acquisition, and then wind up winning the Super Bowl. Hopefully, the history doesn't repeat itself with this one.
That
Uh,
Packers secondary was damn good that year when they had
yeah,
when they got Charles Wilson. Those guys were on it, man.
yeah. Hey,
But
one of them, our coach, defensive, back coach right now.
oh yeah. No. I don't think he
Was
wasn't
they on
there.
the same team together now?
No, he wasn't there. He was there on the uh I think Brett Favre was a quarterback for the Packers when Al Harris was there, I believe. At
Okay.
least part of it. Because whenever they played Seattle, I think that might have been in Seattle, Matt Hasselbeck threw the interception to Al Harris.
Yeah. Okay.
First
we
play
gonna win.
overtime. Yeah.
We won the ball and we gonna win.
Yeah.
I used to just hear his name and see those dreads he had, and man, he
Mhm.
was killing us, man.
Yeah.
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 Oh man.
But with that, guys, I mean, y'all got some shout outs?
Shout outs. Well, this is just kind of cop. I just say shout out to everybody. No, but shout out to everybody, everybody, all my friends. Like, yeah, this y'all. Shout out to y'all right here because y'all. I mean, y'all brought up so many good points and make this a really good show. Like I know, just come up here and may not be ESPN or anything like that, but
Yeah.
definitely great points and great opinions are being shared and all of that. And I really, just being in here, just like I'm like, man, that's a good point. That's a good because I found myself saying that so much, and I just appreciate the opinions and the insight that y'all bring to this. So, and then of course, shout out to all the people in the chat and all that, and all the people that comment, like to subscribe, and keep the show going because all that's very important. All the support. So that's
Yeah.
my
Thank you for having me. It's my first time ever being like live on the show.
shout.
So
Yeah,
I really
you
appreciate
got
y'all
the nature
bringing me in.
background back there with
I
the
know, right?
trees and
Yeah.
the
I'm outside doing
foliage in the background.
it. Yeah,
Welcome, brother. Welcome,
appreciate
welcome.
it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For
we
sure.
looking for we looking forward to a lot more. AC, what you got, man?
First and foremost, shout out to Sean who came in with us and helped us out for a little bit there. And shout out to Tori for hopping in. You did a great job on your first show.
Appreciate it.
Obviously, Trey Tunes and D Nice. I
Thank
love
you.
coming
Thank
in
you.
here every Monday and chopping it up with you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Trax was in the chat, keeping everything in order. I was trying to hop out early and and allow our chat to roll a little bit. Yeah, like Trey said, like, comment, subscribe. You can win a free jersey. Also, we've got on Chicago Sports Podcast Facebook page. They've got a subscription there. If you like our content, it's $4.99 a month. You get special shout outs. You can come on some shows, players and former athletes and stuff. Come on, you can come on there if you pay your monthly subscription. I think that's the way it all works. If I'm not mistaken, definitely. Yeah, man, I'm just ready for ball, man. It starts on Thursday, the
Right.
real hits, and I'll watch it all, man. I watch all the teams. I
Yeah.
hate Monday nights because it's so late and I work for a living. But hopefully we get some Monday night magic. I believe because y'all were talking about missing the old school Monday night games. Wasn't that Bears
Mm.
Cardinals game
Mm-hmm.
Monday night game? The green
Yeah.
Yep.
Bears were they
Yes, it
were.
Yep.
was.
So uh,
They are who they
hopefully we
thought.
can recapture some
Not
of
about the hook.
Definitely.
that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Other than that, bear
I
down, man.
remember watching that game. Like I literally was like, I cannot believe this is happening. There's so much. Everything was going right towards
Man,
the end.
the way that damn game started out, bro,
Oh,
that was crazy, man. That was real crazy. But hey, I ain't apologizing. That's
Oh,
for
Track
damn
says your
sure.
membership's on YouTube.
our
Okay.
memberships on YouTube.
I apologize
Yeah.
for my own.
Rest in peace to Denny Green. But we ain't
Yeah,
gonna apologize for that victory. We'll take it.
right.
Um,
All right.
Shout out to you
Hey,
guys, man. T Fields, welcome, brother. Again.
appreciate it
We
again.
appreciate your view of the nature as well.
Right.
We
That's what I
love it, but
I promise I have a better
nah,
situation
you good.
around me
We
next
just we
time.
just talking, man. Hey, listen, man. We glad to have you. We looking forward to a lot more. We're gonna do our job to help you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a job to help you. That's gonna make us a stronger team, bro.
right.
So shout out to everybody that's watching. Shout out to Montre, Trey Tunes, man. You do a hell of a job orchestrating this thing. It's a lot of us in here, and you do a good job of orchestrating this, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's watching from wherever you watching from. And like these guys mentioned, please like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You can pay $4.99. You take a trip on the crazy train with me every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But Chicago Sports Podcast is listen. Like you said, Trey, you know what I'm saying? It may not be we ain't that far from ESPN, bro. We just a couple grand short. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it. But this
Some
thing is
talking
for
big.
Bears fans, by Bears fans, and wherever you're watching from, welcome. And if you're new, please like and subscribe. Or if you just been watching and ain't hit the button, bro. Hit the
Yeah.
button. Please like and subscribe. There's a whole lot more of this here. You know what I'm
Right. Push
saying?
the
We can let
button.
you and you can be notified, if you just hit that button, man.
Yeah.
And please leave comments in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Leave comments on X, leave comments on Facebook, leave comments on Instagram on the Chicago Sports Podcast. We want to hear you. We want to hear what you got to say. If you feel like one of us are out of pocket somewhere, like, hey man, it's cool. Check us on it. Just be
Right.
respectful. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of wild takes sometimes, and I like to get feedback, and I'm
Yeah.
sure these guys do as well. You know, please give us as much feedback as possible because we're Bears fans just like you guys are.
Right.
Subscribe.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
That was a great way to close this out. I think. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that watched and joined. Like I said, we do this every Monday. So football season coming up, and excited. So hopefully this time next week we'll be jumping up and down cheering and all the touchdowns being scored by the Bears. So we're gonna wrap things up. Like I said, thank y'all for watching. I'm Trey Tunes, D Nice, got AC, got Shine earlier. Uh, Tori just bounced out. So like I said, we got lot of great shows coming up. So definitely subscribe to stay up to date on everything. All right, everybody out there, be safe, take care, and bear down, baby. Let's go.
Bear down.